What is up, guys? TheGreatWall back at it with another video. Today we are here with another rebuild. It is going to be the Athletics. They don't have a home, if that makes sense. They're not the Oakland Athletics anymore. They're not the Sacramento or whatever they are Athletics, the Las Vegas Athletics, whatever. In this game, they're just the Athletics. So last year, you guys may or may not have known, but I did the Moneyball rebuild. Was successful. But today, we're going to be doing something a little different. We are going to be doing the reverse Moneyball challenge. Basically what that means is I need to have a budget. I checked before this. The Dodgers have player salary commitments for this year alone of $434 million, I think it said. So my goal for this is to surpass that. I know you're thinking, oh, well, that has to be such an easy challenge. It's not, because to spend that much money, we need to earn that much money, which means we need to do well and then continuously spend more and more money on players. So we're going to be making some trades to get some players. We're going to max out our money for the first year. I'm going to probably make a lot of deadline deals, just because if you don't know, let's say a player is making $40 million for the year. If you trade for them at the All-Star break, you're only trading for about $15 million worth of that. So that means, let's say they're on a multi-year deal, the next year they'll still have $40 million, and we have to pay that full 40, if that makes sense. So that might be the best way to kind of mess with the system a little bit and make it happen. So that's probably what we're going to end up having to do. But this video does not end until I surpass that amount of money and win the World Series in the same year. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and let's get started. Alright, the first deal we're going to make is getting rid of Luis Severino and Andy Ibanez for Clayton Beeter, Brad Lord, Mitchell Parker, and Paxton Schultz. All are going to have decent trade value when I turn them into starters. Like I said, main goal, we're dumping a little bit of money so that we can take on more money at the deadline. That's kind of the thought process here. Alright, first deal we're getting, Mike Trout for Steven Echeverria, Kobe Thompson, Ryan Lasko. Alright, we also get another deal, Brandon Woodruff for Gage Jump, Henry Baez, and Joey Estes. Alright, we're also going to get Corbin Burns for Aaron Savale, Cade Morris, and Blake Beers. Alright, we do get Vlad Jr. I'm working on one more kind of big deal. We're going to have to give up Jamie Arnold, Max Muncy, Clayton Beeter, and Mark Leiter Jr. to get him. But I don't mind it. I think that, I mean, obviously Vlad is a beast. He's making $35 million. I think he's going to fit in perfectly. Alright, we're at the Home Run Derby. Brent Rooker is here. Solid. Let's see who our All-Stars are. Team Miami Athletics. No one off rip. Sorry, I paused for a second. I couldn't think. Do we have anyone? Vladdy. Don't tell me he's our only All-Star. That'd be very interesting if true, though. Yeah, it looks like he's our only All-Star. Oh, Brent Rooker as well. Alright, that's fine. I'm looking to make maybe one or two more deals, so yeah, let's see if we can do it. Alright, so we do get Pablo Lopez. We give up Luis Morales, Denzel Clark, Carlos Cortez, and Junior Perez to get him. He's on a 2-year deal. I think he's going to be pretty good for us, so hopefully. Alright, the probably last deal I'm going to be making, we're getting J-Ram. We're going to give up Jacob Lopez, Jeffrey Springs, Brad Lord, and Jeff McNeil to get him. But he's on a 7-year deal, $25 million a year. This is, I think, a great trade. We're only down to $800K in our budget. So I'm going to see if we're even close to eligible. I don't think we are for this year, but next year we definitely have a shot. Alright, so we had a decent draft. Nothing too special. I mean, this guy's pretty solid, but nothing that is absolutely just earth-shattering. So good trade value for next year at least. So yeah, let's just finish out the year strong. Maybe make the playoffs, hopefully. Alright, we do finish the season 87-75, and we sneak into the postseason, taking on the Royals in the first round. I don't mind that. We are the 6th seed. League leaders. Brent Rooker led the league in home runs. J-Ram had a good year. Vladdy Jr., great year. Nothing from the pitchers. That's all right. Vlad wins the Brent Rooker wins MVP. Vlad wins the batting title. I mean, Brent Rooker have a year. I'm sorry. That's how you went up plus 10 in contact versus lefties. That is disgusting. His power went up a ton. I mean, all of his stats went up a ton. So great. Just great year from him. Vladdy. Okay, so he went down 1 overall throughout the season, but he did go up 1 since we picked him up. Yeah, I mean, we're a playoff team. Don't get me wrong, but I'm assuming we're gonna get smoked in the first round or maybe the second round max. We do not have starting pitching to go very far here. Even though, I mean, Mitchell Parker and JT Jin, whatever it is, honestly didn't do that bad. But the problem is the bullpen. Yeah. But, I mean, other than that, the team is very good hitting-wise, so let's just see how far we can get. Obviously, if we win the World Series, it doesn't matter. But the further we can get, I think the more money we'll get for free agency, so, yeah. All right, we are taking on the Royals in the first round. It's going to be Corbin Burns versus Cole Reagans. Is a loss. Lopez versus Bubic. Is a W. Woodruff versus Cameron to move on. It's going to be a W. I'm going to go fix our rotation, and then we'll hop in. All right, we are taking on the Rangers. Corbin Burns versus Jacob deGrom. Is a loss. Lopez versus Mackenzie Gore. Is a W. Woodruff versus Evaldi. Is a loss. Parker versus Leiter. It's a W. I'm actually going to put Corbin Burns on the bump for this one, and then we'll come back here. I think we actually have a shot here, so. All right, Game 5 against the Rangers. Burns versus deGrom. It's going to be a huge W. I'm going to go refix the rotation, and then we'll hop in against the Boston Red Sox. All right, we are taking on Boston. I imagine this is probably where our run ends. Lopez versus Suarez. Say a loss. Woodruff versus Sonny Gray. Another close loss. Parker versus Crochet. Ginn versus Toll. Okay. Burns versus Suarez. Okay. Lopez versus Sonny Gray. No shot. Woodruff versus Crochet. And we do get eliminated one game away from the World Series against the Red Sox. I mean, great comeback, but, you know, we needed to win one of these two games, realistically. It is what it is, though. Let's go ahead. Let's get to the offseason. Let's make some big moves. Alright, this is probably going to be the only big free agent we are signing. It's gonna be Adrian Morejon. Definitely needed some bullpen help. I think the next year coming up, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna have to trade away a lot of our stars, a lot of our big money contracts, and then either A, try to get them back, or B, get different players that cost just as much at the deadline. So, yeah. Alright, the first deal we're going to be making is getting Cade Smith for Mike Trout. Cade Smith, as you know, if the tournament's a start, I could probably trade him for anyone I want. I mean, he's making 7.5, but we do end up dumping about $30 million, which is humongous. Takes our budget from 30 to 59 million. I think we've got enough guys that we can trade. I think we can honestly maybe get to like 150, 200 million before we start the season, and then once the season hits, hopefully have enough trade value to kind of get back up to 450. I think that's our goal. Alright, another deal we're going to make. Pablo Lopez, Mason Barnett, and Brian Servin for Jonathan Aranda, Edwin Yasida, and Ian Seymour. We don't end up dumping as much money as I would like, but we're going to get two guys that are going to help us win now and are going to have good trade value, as well as Ian Seymour, who I will turn into someone better eventually. Alright, I feel like we might have given up a lot. Actually, I really don't. We're going to trade Corbin Burns, Devin Taylor, and Carlos Pacheco for Justin Martinez and Brandon Pfad, as well as William Kell. I mean, we don't give up as much money. We give up about 33. We're taking in about 13. But, you know, we're still making a good 20 mil from this deal. I think we have two more guys to trade. I don't think we're going to hit that 150 that we're looking for, but I think we're going to be in a phenomenal spot either way. Alright, this deal I don't feel as great about, but we're going to trade away J-Ram. We're going to get Landon Raup, Randy Rodriguez, and Blade Tidwell for him. This is going to clear up another 25 mil because all these guys are on minimums. So, yeah, I think we're going to finish with roughly 130, 140 in the bank, which I think is still good enough for us. Alright, I hate this deal, but it's really honestly the best we're going to get. We're going to trade Vladdy to the Brewers for Abner Uribe. This is probably going to be the last deal we make. We're at 143. I don't think that's enough, but we're going to see. So, yeah. Alright, the first deal we're going to make is Garrett Clevenger for Ian Seymour. Alright, we also get Brian Abreu for Tyler Urban. We're going to get Chris Bubic for Federico Fritas and Brett Harris. And we're also going to get Garrett Whitlock for Joshua Kuroda-Grauer and Miles Naylor. So we're also kind of looking at some, I don't want to say cheaper deals, but some slightly cheaper deals to try to get as many guys as possible in here. Kind of spread out the wealth, but also have a good enough team to win the World Series. I'm hoping this year's the year. Yeah. Alright, we're at the Home Run Derby. Nick and Brent Rooker both here. I mean, the team is doing very well. Ignore that. But like I said, the team's doing pretty well. We're 2.5 games back. Kurtz and Rooker both there. Kate Smith. Oh yeah, Kate Smith is technically a starter. Just because, like I said, I'm trying to find a absolutely amazing guy to go get for him. Like we said, Nick is here. Anyone else? Brent Rooker. Alright, I mean, that's fine. We need to make a lot of trades. We've only got a couple weeks, so yeah. I think I'm going to accept anything above 350 million as kind of our goal. I know I said 430, but I don't think we're going to get there, and this recording's already at 2 hours, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Alright, we are going to get Framber Valdez. We give up Randy Rodriguez and Justin Sterner to get him. Alright, we're going to get Griffin Jackson, David Bednar for Justin Martinez and Brandon P. Fad. Yeah. We're also going to trade Leo Dallas Avery for Mason Miller and Reynaldo Lopez. Yeah. Okay, we do get Freddie Peralta for Gary Bushang, Zach Geloff, Clark Elliott, and Brandon Woodruff. I think this is a phenomenal deal for us. We're also going to get Mike Trout for Edwin Yacida straight up. We're getting closer down to the money goal. Yeah, a couple more big trades, and I think we're right there. So, yeah. All right, this might be a crazy deal. We're going to trade Kate Smith. We're going to get Max Fried, Aaron Judge, and Cody Bellinger. Yeah, I would say that this is a pretty good deal. Aaron Judge, obviously making $40 million, is the main reason we're doing this deal, because I think he's like one of the only big players that I can trade for that makes a lot of money. So yeah. All right, we also do get J-Ram back. We're going to trade away Henry Bolte, Brian Lopez, and Edgar Vega. I think this is a great move for us. Obviously, J-Ram's a beast. We need 2 more hitters, worth about $15 million. So that's what we're going to try to do. All right, we're going to get Kazuma Okamoto for Sean Gamble and Adele Amador. All right, we got Christian Yelich. We do have to, unfortunately, give up Abner Uribe to make it happen. We're at 860K. I need one more reliever, and it is deadline day. So we're going to have to pull off something crazy here and hope for the best. Yeah. All right, so unfortunately, I could not make a trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Yimi Garcia I'm going to find a relief pitcher that I'm going to give as much money as I can. I mean, it's honestly only 700K. Yeah, we're going to just find one more pitcher and just do this. And whoever accepts it, accepts it. I can't find anyone. I'm just going to... Let's just take a look, see where we are budget-wise. We have actually passed it. Hold on, let me move my face so you guys can see it. We have actually surpassed it, so I'm just going to call someone up from within our ranks. But we are at 460 million, which is way past what I wanted. Honestly, I feel like we could probably do more next year, but we're not going to do that. So, that being said, let's finish out the year strong. We need to win the World Series this year. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, we won 109 games. I mean, come on now. Yeah, the hitters went absolutely ballistic. Nick definitely won MVP. He won the Hank Aaron and the MVP and the batting title. No Triple Crown, though, which I guess is fine. I mean, it's okay, I guess. Take a look at the rest of the team. I forgot to do this last year, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. J-Ram led our team with an 8.9, Nick with a 7.9, Trout with a 7, Bellinger with a 5.5, Jacob Wilson 4.1, Brent Rooker 3.8, Butler 3.1, Shea 3.0, Soderstrom 2.9, Yelich 2.2, Aranda 1.9, Judge with only a 1.7, Okamoto with a 0.7. CJ Rodriguez was not actually in the MLB. I don't know why he's here. Means they probably sent one of our pitchers down. I mean, phenomenal year from the pitching staff. I mean, we probably had the most saves in MLB history on one team. Obviously, we don't get credited for all those, obviously. Fried with a 3.7, Valdez with a 2.6, Bubic with a 2.4, same with Peralta and Reynaldo Lopez with a 1.5. I mean, the team did very well. I'm going to go ahead, fix up our roster, and then we will head into the playoffs. All right, we're taking on the Mariners. Fried versus Wu. They lost. Peralta versus Gilbert. Also lost. Valdez versus Kirby. W. Bubic versus Miller. W. Come on, Lopez versus Wu to move on. it's going to be a W. I'm going to go make sure everything looks good because that was a little bit scary. And then we'll take on Kansas City. All right, we are taking on the Royals. Freed versus Reagans. It's a W. Peralta versus Cameron is a W. Valdez versus Maley is a W. Bubik versus Cole for the sweeps. For the sweep is a W. We're going to go fix the rotation. And then we're taking on the Dodgers in the World Series. It's going to be tough. All right, we are going to be taking on the Dodgers in the World Series. Freed versus Ohtani. It's a W. Peralta versus Yamamoto. It's a W. Valdez versus Glasnow. 3-0. I mean, come on. This is what the team looks like. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much, but we built a absolutely star-studded team. I did leave CJ Rodriguez up because we do need a backup catcher, just in case. There's no injuries, but mainly just in case something happens. And just so you guys can see, we're at the $462 million. I mean, we're not obviously not paying all of that. We're only paying $275 of it, but we're gonna count it for obvious reasons because it is the most amount of money I will probably ever be able to spend in this game. So, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's hop into Game 4, see if we can complete the sweep. All right, we are gonna have. Actually, I'm just gonna skip straight to Freed. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna go straight to Freed for this Game 4. See if he can do a job. I think his ERA is inflated from the first game of the playoffs where he got just destroyed. Maybe not. Who knows? Very short leash on him here, just in case. We're in a close game. He keeps it close. He's going to stay in. But if he starts giving up runs, then we'll pull him to save him for another day. We're up 4-1, though, which is a great sign. And he's still doing a great job, which is phenomenal to see. There we go. There we go, Freed. That's the max Freed we need right there. All right, he's done. Hopefully our pitching staff can hold it here. We're gonna bring in Adrian Morhone. Hopefully he can get me some outs. Ground out. And he gets out of that. That is huge for us. There we go. Offense doesn't put up anything else. We are going to go to Mason Miller. Can you get me an easy 2 outs? All right, we're going to hop in, runner on first, just in case there's a double play or something. We're up 3-0. We are here off a 109 win season. Dodgers are here off 100. So we are the away team for Game 4 and 5. But if it got to a Game 6 or 7, that would be at our home field. But I don't think we're getting that far. Andy Pajes, you're going to be a victim. Not the final one, probably. Unless you hit into a double play, which would be, pretty nice, I would say. Mason Miller, I just realized, back in athletics uniform. Definitely cool to see. And we're just going to strike out Andy Pajes. That was pretty much right down the middle. I don't know what he's looking at. But we'll take that for out number 2. It's always Tommy Edman is the final out. I always feel like it's him. Let's go ahead. Let's finish this off. A little bit outside. It's a little bit out. Actually, a lot out. That's going to get through, so he's not the final out in this one. I was going to say, I dare you to go 3. But now we are in a scary situation as they are one big swing away from pushing this to a Game 5. Edmundo Sosa at the plate. We are looking to get him out to end this World Series right where we sit. Okay, he's going to turn on that, which is definitely scary. We're going to throw this one here. Come on, finish it off. Was that strike 3? Ooh, that's close. I was gonna say I want to challenge to end the World Series, but we do end it with that strike. I don't even think that was a strike, which is kind of crazy. But we do win the World Series. Can I see that final pitch? Miller pitching. Results. Strikeout. Can I see strikeout, please? Okay, never mind. That was a strike. Never mind. All right, we do get the job done. Max Fried, hell of a day. Trout with a home run. Rooker with a home run. I mean, honestly, our team didn't hit that well. We only had 6 hits. But we managed to get the job done. Emmett Sheehan gets the loss. Didn't even pitch that bad. But we do complete the sweep of the Dodgers. J-Ram wins World Series MVP and playoff MVP. yeah, I mean, we got the job done. I didn't think it was gonna be possible in the second season, but that being said, thank you guys as always for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, and peace.